I think we
Yes.
got that.
Yes. Okay, so we all ready for today? Okay, so we're gonna do a few different things today. We're gonna get some really good stretching happening here. And because it's sunny, we're going to be working with, again, that thing about change and transformation, and thinking more about the sun. Now, the sun in yoga philosophy is represented by a male figure, and the male figure is, you know, there's all these gods, you know, like in Greek mythology and in Italian mythology and philosophy, and anyway, in Indian philosophy, there's gods as well too. And so the sun is kind of represented by Lord Shiva. And what that means is that everything that's represented by the Lord Shiva is what we have in ourselves. So when we think of this mythological person, or Lord or God, which is represented by the sun, we're thinking about strength and power, and kind of like this big presence. When you think of the sun, it's strong, it is warm, it's full of life, because we need the sun on earth to create life. So that is in you. Okay, that is in you. So think about it that way, that we're not doing anything. It's not a religious thing. It's just for the Indians to think about this. Like, this goes way back when, like 5,000, 4,000 years ago. People needed something to, and I guess still do, to find out the relationship between what's going on around them and to themselves. And the easiest way of doing this was to name things that were responsible for the sun, for the moon, for this and for that, and what happens on a daily basis. So the sun is represented by Lord Shiva, which is a god, and that resides within us. So think strength and power. It's also consciousness as well too. So a really good, strong focus. When you think of the sun, it's really strong and focused right on the earth. Okay, so let's close our eyes and just settle ourselves down. And maybe wiggle a little bit in your seat. We want to have a nice, strong spine, nice and long. Relax the shoulders down from around your ears. Rest your hands lightly on your lap or your legs. And allow yourself to come to your center. So where is your center? Where is it? Maybe in your body, or maybe up there in your mind. Where do you find that center? And I suggest coming to your center. And for everyone, it might be a little bit different. It also might change during your practice, and it might change on a daily basis. So hone in on your center. And once we find our center, then that gives us a really good foundation of beginning the practice. Good place to start. Okay, and then you can begin to do your body scan as you go a little bit more inwards. Doing your check-in. Asking yourself, how are you feeling today? And depending on what has happened to you for today or yesterday or the day before, or what may you be anticipating that's going to happen later, how you're feeling today is going to be a unique experience. So check in with yourself physically. Check in with yourself mentally. Check in with yourself emotionally. And even spiritually. Thinking that energy that's moving through you. Your belief system. That will give you a nice baseline to begin with, and then you can bring your awareness to towards your breath. And notice how you're breathing today. If you're out in the sun just before this and you were moving around, your breath might be a little bit quicker. It might be a little bit more up here in the chest or the throat. If you've been relaxing, maybe in a cooler space and you've been comfortable, maybe you have a little bit of a deeper breath. Again, it really depends on what you've been doing. We talk about this all the time, that the breath really tells us what's going on. So where is your breath right now? Just watch it for a few moments. Watch it move in and out of the body. And then allow every breath to get just a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller. Every breath a little bit deeper and a little bit fuller. The breath will allow us to tell us about what's going on with ourselves. So when it's a nice, deeper, relaxed breath, more than likely you're in your parasympathetic nervous system, your relax and digest place. And that's where we want to be most of the time. But for the remainder of the time, we need to be in our sympathetic nervous system. That's when our breath gets a little bit quicker. So through our practice today, you're going to notice that your breath will get a little bit quicker as we put stress and tension into our bodies, as we do some of the things and we rev up our bodies, we grow a little bit warmer. And so that's in our fight and flight. And we need to be in there for certain moments. We need to be in there when we're exerting ourselves. And we need to go into that area when we're kind of like when we're on the defense, okay? When we're in protection mode, we want to protect ourselves or someone that we love. The thing is, we don't want to stay there for too long. So we want to find the balance between the two. And so this is why we really become aware of our breath and how it's moving. And so we really can figure out when we are in which state, which nervous state. So allow that breath to get a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller. Maybe starting to feel that belly rising and falling. Okay, and then on your next inhalation, let's bring the arms all the way up above our heads. It's like the sun rising up. And then exhale, bring the arms down. It's like the sun going down. And let's bring the head down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, the arms rise up, just like the sun, lifting up through the chin. And then exhale, bring the arms down, bring the chin down. Let's do that 1 more time. Lift up. And lift up maybe a little bit taller. Root down through your seat, but lift up your arms as tall as you can. Lift up your chin. And then exhale, bring the arms all the way back down, bring the chin down. Okay, bring our hands onto your knees, your thighs. And we're going to start to do some little tiny circles. So start going in one direction, little circles. And then allow those circles to get a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. You can make these circles as big as you like. And just feeling that whole movement through the body. Okay, the next time we move our body towards the front, we're just going to stay here for a moment. You can bring your hands in front of you and just stay here. And just reach, trying to put down your sit bones into whatever you're sitting on and reach down through your hands. And then from here, we're going to do a cow and a cat around at the back. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And then come back to your forwards bend. And then we're going to move over towards one side and plunk your hand down towards that side and lift up the other arm. And we're going to do a side bend here. Okay, so just bring the arm to where it feels good. Okay, and then bring that arm down. And then we're going to roll towards the back this time and bring your hands back behind you. Push into your fingers and then open up the chest. Open up the chest, open up through the throat. Good. And then bringing yourself back to center. We're going to move over towards the other side and bring that hand down and then lift the other arm up. So another side bend here. Good. Then bringing that hand forwards, and we're going to go forward one more time, over towards the side one more time, towards the back one more time, over towards the other side. Now we're going to start to rotate in the opposite direction. We're going to start with big circles, and then they're slowly going to get smaller. So every time you make a pass, they're going to get a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller. Okay, until we're nice and steady and still. And sitting up nice and tall. Good. And then we're going to reach our arms forward and we're going to come into a child's pose. So reach your arms forwards. Come onto your shins or your knees and just making any adjustments that you need to make for your own body. Coming onto those heels. And then reaching the arms ahead of you, dropping your forehead down onto the ground. And of course, you can make any adjustments here. So if you need to prop up your head with your fists or a blanket or a pillow, or if you need to put pillows or something underneath your knees or behind your knees, do whatever's necessary to get comfortable here. I'm going to stay here for 5 breaths. Nice big inhales, nice big exhales. We can do that one more breath here. Good. Again, I'm going to pop ourselves up into a table, putting anything underneath your knees if you need anything underneath your knees, or using whatever you need to use to get yourself into a table position. Okay. The toes can be curled or directly underneath the heels, entirely up to you. And let's do 3 sets of cow and cat. Drop the belly and exhale the back up. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time. And exhale, cat. And then come back to your tabletop. Okay, we're gonna come down to our forearms. Come down to the forearms. Okay, and maybe clasp your hands. And we're gonna stretch out one leg. So let's stretch out the right leg and push that heel back. Okay, making sure that you're wherever you need to be here. So if when pushing, giving yourself as much adjustments as you need to be. So pushing that heel back, feeling a nice stretch through the back of the leg, through the ball of the foot, through the arch, through the heel, maybe even through your hip. And then bring that leg back. And then do the same thing with the other leg. Reach it back. Push the heel back. Reach, 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 reach. Good. And then come back into a tabletop. Push into your hands. And then we're going to bring your right leg and bring it off to, oh, hold on a second. We're going to take the right leg and bring it out again. And we're going to move the left knee so it's pointing forwards. And we're going onto our sides. Okay, so we're in our gate position. So we're extending that right leg out. We're bending into the left knee. And we're going to bring ourselves up. Okay, so I was like this. And then I pivoted towards the right. And I'm like this. Okay, let's try that pivot again. Bring the hands down. And pivot back so that you're extended your right leg out. And then pivot again. And then bring yourself back up. Okay. Okay. So we're going to stay here and we're going to extend over towards that right side, going toward that right leg. So push that right foot all the way down into the ground and we're going to bend over towards that side. And just bring that right arm down to wherever it feels comfortable and really nice extension on this left arm, feeling a nice stretch all the way down that left side of the body. And maybe feeling a contraction in the right side of the body. Take one more breath here. Then inhale the arms up. And they're going to reach all the way down onto the ground and stretch out the right side of the body. So reach. Good, hold it there. So feeling a nice stretch through the right side of the body, left side of the body feels contraction. Okay, let's take that right hand and bring it all the way down to the ground. And then pivot again on that left side. Your right leg is extended. Now bring that back and do the same on the other side. So the left leg, I'm going to turn myself around. Left leg extends. And then we're going to pivot towards that left side, putting the left foot down and bring ourselves up. Okay, let's try that pivot again. Bring the hands down. Twist over towards the right and pivot. So the left leg is extended out, and then we'll pivot again towards left, pushing into that left foot and bring our arms up. Okay, got that? So pushing into that left foot fully, and we're going to extend over towards the left leg. So we're going to do a little side bend, left hand comes down, and we're going to reach out that right arm, feeling a nice stretch right through that right side of the body, a little contraction through the left side of the body. Breathe here. Okay, and then we're going to bring ourselves all the way up. And then we're going to come all the way over towards that right side with control. Placing that hand onto the ground and then stretching that left arm out. Within reason. Hold it here, breathe. So Stretch through the left side of the body, contraction through the right. And then we're going to take that left hand and plunk it down onto the ground and pivot again. So I'm coming back into a table. Okay, curl the toes under. Bring the hips towards the heels and then lift yourself up into a downward dog. And from here, we're going to start to pedal the feet, pushing into the finger pads and in the knuckles. Try not to push into the wrists. And try to get those hips all the way up towards the ceiling, bending into the knees as much as you need to. And then just lifting the heels up and down. So it's almost like you're pedaling a bike. Or it's like a cat kneading the ground. Okay, let's bring the knees down and take your right leg and bring it forwards. Okay. And then we're going to bring the arms up. Okay, use the strength that we have in us to push into both feet, to push ourselves up. We might not get there, but just try to push yourself up and then bring yourself back down. See if we can do that again. Push into both feet and use those muscles to lift you up. Think of Lord Shiva. He resides in you, the sun, the strength, the power. And bring your knee back down. One more time. Lift yourself up. Good. And then from here, we're going to move the foot and coming into a warrior two. Remember, doing what you need to do. Your choice, the changes that are happening through your body. Okay, arms reach out. Make sure the right knee is right over top of that right ankle. Pushing down through both feet equally. We're going to keep the legs like this, and we're going to inhale the arms all the way up and exhale the arms all the way back down. Again, inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale the arms all the way back down. Inhale the arms all the way up like a great big sun rising. And exhale the arms all the way back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale the arms all the way up. And exhale, bring the arms to stay in warrior two. Hold it here. We're going to go backwards once. Backwards. Come back to center. And we'll go forwards. Back to center. Okay. And then we're going to heel toe our feet together. Bring your hands towards your heart. Actually, no, not heel toe our feet together. We're just going to twist, move our right leg, bring it like this. So our toes are pointing in the same direction. That's what we're going to do. Then we're going to bring the arms all the way out again, and then bring them back behind us. Bend into the knees a little bit, open up through the heart and the chest, and then forward fold. Going nice and slow, keeping your head and your neck as level as you can. Go down as far as you can. Hold it here. Maybe the hands come off your back. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Don't worry if they do. And then you're going to reach your arms, select unclasp, and bring them down in front of you. So right down on the floor, and your hands, you're going to be either on your fingertips or you're going to be on the palms of your hands, and you're going to be looking like as if you were making a triangle. So the top part of the triangle is your hands, and then each other point of the triangle is your feet. Okay, so let's hold it here. And then bring your right hand and place it at the tip of the triangle. So you're going to move your weight a little bit more into that right hand. You can take it left hand and place it right on top of the right hand. So now we have our 3-angled triangle. So the hands are one point, and then each foot is the other point. And let's just dangle the head down between the arms if you can. Knees are a little bit bent. See if you can find balance here. Okay, take that left hand now. We're going to do a little twist. We're going to reach that left arm all the way up towards the ceiling if you can. And then if you want to, you can place it onto your back. But you don't have to. See if you can find weight into both the hands and the feet. And then take that left hand back up and then bring it down. Now we're going to change hands. Left hand's going to come down. Right hand's going to come on top of that left hand. Find the weight here in the hands and in the feet. A little bit of a bend in the knees. Okay, and then take that right hand and we're going to reach it all the way up. So it can stay here, or you can place it on top of your back or on your side. Try to find balance between your feet and your hands, and then take that right hand and bring it all the way back down onto that left hand. Okay, then we're going to walk the hands back, bend into the knees, bring your hands onto your thighs, and then push yourself all the way up. Good, stretch yourself up, and then bring your hands down. Okay, so we're going to go into warrior 2 on the other side now. So you're going to pivot your left foot, so it's pointing towards the left, and you're keeping your right foot where it is. Okay, so now we're in warrior 2. We're going to bend into that left knee this time. Okay, and then bring the arms up into warrior 2. Good. Find the balance in your arms. Left knee's right over top of your ankle. Root down through your full feet. So you want to have all toes connected, your heels, the ball of your feet, the inside edge of your foot, the outside edge of your foot. Soften through your shoulders. Your body's right in between. Looking over at that left hand. We're going to inhale. We're going to bring the arms all the way up. Keep the lower legs steady. And exhale, bring the arms all the way down by your sides. Inhale, lift up again. As if the sun was rising above your head. And then exhale, bring the arms all the way back down again. And do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, bring the arms all the way back down. And again, inhale, lift up. All the way back down. And last time, inhale. Sun rises. And then exhale, bring your hands back to warrior 2. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to pivot now. We're going to pivot that back foot. Bring our hands towards our hearts. Pivot that back foot. So we're into a high lunge. Okay, and we're going to see if we can bring that knee all the way down with control. If you need to hold on to something, please do. Okay, so we're going to have our arms up if that works for you. And we're just going to see if we can push up and down a couple of times. So putting the weight into the feet, push down, and then see if you can lift up, even just a little tiny bit. It doesn't have to be as high as I'm going. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, push up again. Maybe it's only just a little tiny bit like this, so that's okay. And then exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Then bring your hands down. Bring the left foot back. We'll do 1 cow and cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And we're going to come into a child's pose. Come into a child's pose or your version of a child's pose and just stretch yourself out. So now we've come in from a fight and flight to a rest and digest. supposedly, although child's pose for some people is more of a fight and flight. But it is actually intended to rest and digest. Take a couple of breaths here. Okay, and then we're gonna bring ourselves, curl the toes, we're gonna come back into downward dog. Back into your downward dog. We're gonna pedal out the legs, stretch and release, just for a couple of breaths, and then we're gonna walk the feet forwards. Coming into a forward fold. Let yourself hang here. Noticing how your breath is. And then bring yourself all the way up. Reach up, tall, tall, and then bring your hands towards your heart and then down by your side. And just take a moment again to bring yourself back to the center, because sometimes we go, off our centers. Depending on the situation, we've done a lot of strength work here. And so just noticing how you're feeling. Where's your breath? Do you feel like you are in a rest and digest mode right now as we're standing here in our mountain pose? Or do you feel your breath is up in your chest and you feel like you're fighting for your life? And that's totally normal if you feel that way right now. See if we can bring that breath a little bit more gentler. Okay, so we're going to inhale the arms all the way up again. And then exhale, bring the arms back down. We're going to bring the feet together just a little bit more. And we're going to try to squeeze the thighs together. We're going to bring the arms out in front of us. And we're going to come into a seat. So come into a chair seat, squeeze the thighs. Pull the belly button in and up towards the lower ribs. See if you can lift those lower ribs up a little bit higher, soften through the shoulders, then bring your hands towards your heart. Okay, holding it here. And then exhale, let's fold forwards. On your inhale, bring your arms all the way up. And as soon as the fingertips reach upwards, you're going to lift up the heels and try to rise up and onto the balls of your feet. Push all 10 toes down. Try to stay upright as much as you can, then lower the heels down and come back into your chair. Bringing your arms right out in front of you. Back into your chair. Squeeze the thighs together. Try to sit back as if there's an imaginary chair right behind you. Soften through your shoulders. Okay, and then forward bend. Forward bend. And then bring yourself all the way back up again. Big arms, as if the sun was rising. Reaching up. And then again, lift up the heels. Hold it up here. Hold it up here. And then exhale, bring the heels back down. Bring your hands towards your heart. Again, notice what happened with all of that. Good. Okay, now we're going to heel toe the feet apart. And we're going to allow ourselves to come into Malasana squat. So, and if that's not working for you, just go to where you can go and then bring yourself down into a seat. Okay, so we're going to come into a squat. Wherever that works for you, and then bring yourself down in the manner that works for you. So you might not be able to do what I'm doing, so just come into your squat in your own way. And then we're going to come and sit onto the ground. Good. Okay, reach your legs out, feeling the heels pushing away. And just bring your hands right down on the ground. You might be up on your fingertips, or maybe you're your full hand, and just sit up nice and tall. Okay, and then take your right leg and you're gonna cross it over. Okay, so the right leg is gonna cross over, you're gonna hold on to your shin. The left leg is going to reach out as far as it can through the heel. Okay, and then just sit up nice and tall here. I always like to say nice, because I like everything to be nice. Anyway, sit up tall, root down through your seat, and see if you can get that right foot firmly planted into the ground. You might not be able to, so just envision that it mainly is and work towards that. Okay, so you can stay here, or you can take that left leg and bring it around, so you're sitting more like this, so both knees are bent. Entirely up to you. You want to try to keep both hips or sit bones on the ground, okay? So whatever you choose, we're going to hold on to that right shin, sitting up nice and tall. And then you're going to hold on with the right hand, taking the left hand and going behind you. Okay, coming into a little twist. This is Lord of the Fishies. So sitting up nice and tall. So not trying to force yourself from twisting too much. Just feel it. We're twisting right through the thoracic spine, so not down low and not up high. So right in through the middle. Okay. So we're inhaling to lengthen, and then exhale. You might find you're able to twist a little bit more, but again, don't force it. And just noticing where your breath is here, all the changes that are happening, where you're gripping. I find I'm gripping for my for my life with my right hand, so I have to relax it a little bit more. I'm just staying here for another moment. And then on your next breath, coming back to center. Okay, so if you've bent that left leg, stretch it back out, and then take the right leg and cross it over and stretch it out. So pushing again through your heels. And then take the left leg and cross it over this time. Okay, and holding on to that left shin. So again, sitting up nice and tall and pushing away with the right heel. Okay, so you can stay here, trying to put that left foot firmly into the ground. Sometimes it wants to creep up with the big toe and the inside arch. So see if you can push it back down without forcing it. So staying here, or you can take that right leg and bring it under. Bend into it. You don't have to. So you find out what works best for you. Trying to keep both sit bones onto the ground. Okay, so this time we're going to take our left hand, holding on to the left shin, and take the right arm, and it's going to go right behind you. Soften through the shoulders. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to twist. And again, we're twisting right through the thoracic spine, so right in the middle of the back and the spine. Not forcing it. If your head wants to go a little bit more, your eyes want to go a little bit more, you can go for it, but don't force it. And again, those big toes still want to keep creeping up. I know I find that with me. So inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. Okay. And then on your next inhale, bring yourself back. Stretch out that right leg if you bent it, and then undo the other leg and reach those legs out. Good. And then give them a little shake, and then you're going to come onto your back. Okay, onto your backs. And we're going to keep a bend into the knees. Okay. We're going to take the arms, and we're going to clasp the hands and place those hands behind the head. Okay, and the hands are going to drop down onto the ground, and we're going to have our heads heavy into the hands. Now your elbows might stick up, that's okay. Think about allowing them to come down onto the ground. They might not reach, don't worry if they do or they don't, just have the intention of trying to bring them down. So just feeling them more of an open chest here, and then see if you can maybe tuck the tailbone a little bit and push down through your lower back. Okay. Holding it here. Okay, and then we're going to extend that right leg out. The right leg's extended out, the left knee is bent. You're pushing down with your head into your hands, elbows are going towards the ground, and you're trying to push down through your lower back. So as you notice, there's a lot of stuff happening here. Let's point the toes on the right foot, and we're going to allow that foot to hover. So holding it here, allowing that foot to hover. So the toes are pointed on that right foot, and now flex that foot. It's still hovering. Push down through your lower back. And the foot is only hovering maybe about 2 or 3 inches off the ground. Okay. And then allow that leg to come all the way back down onto the ground. Notice your breathing. Notice your back all of a sudden is going to pop up. And then bend into that right knee. Place that foot firmly onto the ground. Okay. And then bring your head up. Relax your head back down. And bring the arms down by your side. We'll just take a few moments to recover here before we do the other side. Just notice what came up from that. Breathe. Okay, let's do the other side now. So take your hands again, clasp them. Those go behind your head. Your head rests heavy into the hands. The elbows go towards the ground. Okay, keep that right knee bent. Do a little pelvic tilt, pushing your lower back into the ground. And then reach that left leg out. And then point the toe. And then lift that leg up, just to hover. So pushing that lower back into the ground, pushing your head into your hands, elbows going towards the ground. Lots happening here. And now flex that left foot. The foot is still hovering. Push the heel away from you. Push that lower belly inwards as the lower back goes towards the ground. Notice all that's happening here. Breathe. Okay, and then gently lower that leg all the way down. And then bend into that knee, placing feet firmly onto the ground. And then relax the head onto the ground, releasing the arms and bring the arms down beside you. Just leave the arms down there, and we're just going to slowly windshield wipe from side to side. Side to side, and if your head wants to follow the knees, you can do that. And then if your head wants to go in the opposite direction, you can do that too. So nice, just very slowly, just noticing the twist of the head, twists of the knees. They don't have to touch the ground. It's like a rocking motion, very, very soothing. You might find this very nice to move yourself into the rest and digest after we were just in the fight and flight. Okay, and then bring your head and your knees back up to center. And then slowly bring your legs out and down towards the corners of your mat. And allow yourself to relax into your Savasana. Making any adjustments that you need to make. Let go of any control you had over your breath. And it takes a lot of strength to come to this place of letting go. Maybe envisioning that you are outside and the sun is shining down upon you. Feeling that energy coming from the sun, coming from the earth, as you allow yourselves to rest and release. And slowly begin to allow the breath to deepen. Bring some movement back into the body. Moving your head gently from side to side. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Reawakening again. And then giving yourself a nice little stretch. Lengthen through the whole body. And move over into a fetal position. And then pushing yourself up into your seat. Something. Sitting up nice and tall. Again. Maybe closing your eyes and just doing another little check-in, bringing yourself back to your center. Okay, and then you're going to take your left hand and you're going to bring your thumb and your pointer finger together. And we're going to bring the hand palm facing up. We're going to begin to do some alternate nostril breathing. So a thumb takes care of the right nostril, and you can have your pointer finger take care of the left nostril, or the ring finger if you tuck your pointer finger, your tall fingers in. So bring your right arm closer towards your chest, and we're going to start to breathe in through the left nostril. In and out through the left. And then cover up your left and in and out through the right. And we're going to begin to alternate. So cover up your right, inhale through the left. Cover left, exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Okay, keep doing that and finding your own flow. Trying to stay up as upright as you possibly can. And then begin to count your breaths. See if you can inhale and exhale for a count of 4 or 5. Just going at your own pace. Trying to find that balance. And after your last round, when you're exhaling out through your left side, bring your hand down. Connect both thumbs or point your fingers together, palms face up. Just take a moment here. Then taking your left hand, you're going to have it palm face up in your lap. Taking your right hand, you're going to make a fist with your thumb poking up. And you're going to place that on top of your left palm. And you're going to bring them in towards maybe your belly or just in your lap. And this is the mudra for Lord Shiva. So the sun god, the powerful strength that resides in us, our consciousness, the balance between our parasympathetic nervous system and our sympathetic nervous system. Just take a few moments to feel the power that resides within you, the power that you needed, the strength that you needed in your practice today, whether it just in the movements or through the breath for keeping focused. Or anywhere else that you needed it to be. So it's taking one more breath here. Feeling that energy move through us. And then release the hand mudra, bringing your hands again towards your heart. And taking a few moments to self-reflect on your practice today. Did your breath change? Were you aware of it? Did you realize when you were moving into your sympathetic nervous system, your fight and flight, and then into your rest and digest? Were you able to keep yourself focused? Did you feel the power and the strength move through you consciously? Did you feel that power of the sun? And then bow your head, give yourself some gratitude. And send out that gratitude towards anywhere else that you'd like to send it. To yourself, to each other. or anywhere else that resonates with you at this moment. And we'll finish our practice today chanting Om together one time. So let's take a breath in through the nose, sigh it out. Inhale for one Om. Om. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you.